Hey, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I'm saying? As of this record, it is 10:54 p.m., January 5th, 2025. You know what I'm saying? It's a late video. You know what I mean? So I said, fuck it. I did make a promise to put this video out. You know what I mean? And, today was a boring ass day. You know what I mean? A boring Sunday. You know what I mean? I just got off the phone with this girl who I knew since high school. You know what I mean? Like, she looked good to the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like caramel skinned, but she's not bad looking at all. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely not bad looking. I like big females too. As long as they look good, as long as any female look good. You know what I mean? That's all that really matters. I like dark skinned girls though. Y'all already know. But this girl, she looked good. She looks good to the motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's a dime. This is the third discussion of the night. Like I said, this video is probably going to drop between now and 11:30. And what I want to do today is I want to talk about, in my discussion, my Sunday discussions, what I want to do today is I want to talk about the impact of internet dirt sheets, right? And I'm also going to throw in 90s hotlines in this too, because, wrestling and dirt sheets go hand in hand. Like with pro wrestling, you're always going to have rumors and news because like I said, it goes hand in hand with each other. So you basically need it. Why you need it? Because wrestling is basically like a sport where you're always going to have rumors of people being released from contracts. People signing here and there, wrestlers coming back, people getting injured, and the dirt sheets have nothing to do with storylines. I mean, they do, but the best parts about dirt sheets, and yes, you're going to have wrestlers, they're going to interview wrestlers, they're going to report of what wrestlers say about certain things, their feelings on certain things. But the juicy part is always, with the wrestling news, always, like with free agency and, who's being released and, who has a contract dispute, backstage stuff. That's like the real juicy stuff. And does it impact wrestling companies? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But it's been like this since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? It clearly has been like, and matter of fact, around the 80s as well too. Around the 80s, but definitely more so in the 90s because, you had, before the internet, you had hotlines, right? You had the 900, the 900 number hotlines and such. And, either it was from a company, a wrestling company or a wrestler who had a hotline number, or independent ones like the Meltzers and stuff giving wrestling news, and you get all the dirt from backstage and who's going to sign here, who's going to be released and all this other stuff, right? So that impacted wrestling promotions and such, right? Impacted, like creative and such. But when the 2000s came and when the internet came to a boom, that's when it was no use for those 900 numbers. It wasn't, Now, like you can always get, news and dirt, dirt sheets and everything. You can always get rumors and such just by going to certain websites, right? And, people get mad at the dirt sheets, but the dirt sheets, just like with promotions, it makes money. You know what I mean? It makes fucking money. I mean, even with magazines, right? But magazines just give this, like the magazines are a work. The magazines are a work. Because I remember like with, Pro Wrestling Illustrated and such, and Wrestling Magazine, where they always have, well, who would win between, this guy and that guy, and that was like the only outlet where things were going outside the box, where you think, the NWA versus WWF was a reality, and it's good to think, right? But now, sorry about that. Now, you go to a website and everything that you want is basically there. I mean, you go to a news website, a wrestling news website, and you get all the juicy stuff. But now also social media plays a role into it, because now they're able to, send things out before before it hits the websites, right? I actually owned and created and owned a pro wrestling website where I was putting out news and such, right? And it was just me doing by myself. I wasn't doing things with a team, but I still kept in contact with the business. It's just like I still do now, and people get offended. Hold on, let me drink some water. Oh man, people get offended when you put certain news out there, right? Not only Marks, but also the companies do, because the companies see this and they're like, well, how the fuck do this guy know what we're doing with our plans? How the fuck does he know that we signed here or they signed there and such, right? And you're always gonna have people leak stuff out, because, the journalists have their sources and such. Everyone has different sources and such, right? I still don't know what they mean by sources close to that wrestling company, because shit is going to leak out. Like, everyone has different sources where they put things out and such. Even promotions have go-tos and such, right? Like, I don't like Meltzer, Nelson's go-to with AEW is Tony Khan. Like, I don't know who Triple H's go-to for dirt sheets are. I don't know if it could be, if it could be Wade Keller. It's like, I don't know. It definitely ain't that bitch-ass Sean Ross Sapp. You know what I'm saying? Or Mike Johnson. And I like Mike Johnson, but and I do, yes. Are they all credible? Yes, they are credible. And yes, I even had to put Dave Meltzer in this too. When I think of wrestling dirt sheets, Dave Meltzer is the face of it. Let's be honest. Dave Meltzer is the face of pro wrestling journalism. Will there ever be another one like Dave Meltzer? I mean, yeah, fucking Sean Ross Sapp. Sean Ross Sapp is the new Dave Meltzer. But again, you're always going to have dirt sheets. It's always going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are never going to get away from the dirt sheets. Why? Because the dirt sheets need to make money. And I'm seeing that it's going to snow tomorrow. Now, I mean, I'm watching WABC News, Channel 7, and they did say it's going to snow. Let's see, because I got, a motherfucker got work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But, you're always gonna make, they had to make money just like how the wrestlers had to make money and such, and there's nothing wrong with dirt sheets. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like there's nothing wrong with shoot interviews too. There's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And again, this is what drives websites and everything. I mean, look, I love pro wrestling. You know what I mean? I have no problem with the dirt sheets. I don't. I truly don't. It does have impacts. Why? Because, you want to be surprised and you want to be shocked. But this is why wrestlers, like to swerve the dirt sheets. It's like promotions love to swerve the dirt sheets. Like, all right, bam, I got you here. You know what I'm saying? It's just the nature of the business. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny it. It's pro wrestling. That's what I love. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love professional wrestling. But I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I'm saying? And, I hope there's some wrestling news tomorrow. And there should be. especially with Raw and Netflix. I'm hearing a lot of awesome shit. You know what I mean? And I'm pumped. I'm pumped. All right, so I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. We shall see what happens. All right? Peace.